Okay, here is the bunk room, the bunks. I'm going to show you how to install the install sequence of one side. This side will be mirrored. It'll be the exact same install. So first you start with the bunks. They're not gonna do the cabinets until the bunks are in. But it all needs to be exact where this ends, where this part of the bunk ends, and this part of the bunk ends need to be exact to fit the end panels and cabinets in. But it is important that the bunks are installed before the cabinets. Okay, so can kind of start with this toe kick and side panels. So this panel and this will be together. So they'll go to the floor. There should be a 1/2 inch scribe on the bottom. So these panels will go to the floor, and then so this panel will go all the way to the back wall to the studs affixed to those, and then this one will butt that one. And this has the filler that can be cut, and there will be a 3/4 gap behind this panel. That way we can have the thickness here. So you can first install this, and this, and then that'll just go on top. This is pretty straightforward. It'll just butt to that, and then it's notched here for the post, and the post goes in. But next thing that gets installed would be this guy. So this is the bed frame. It has these steel posts into it, and what's going to happen is there's going to be 3/4 here for the underside panel. There's going to be little L brackets on this panel that you can screw the underside panel up into. So this needs a 3/4 space here for the underside panel. But in order to screw this to the wall, you're gonna have to install this before the underside panel. Now this should go to the wall, or there's a 1/4 inch gap here, so there's room for shimming. This distance from here, from this panel to the edge of this, will be dictated by that underside panel. And the underside panel will flush here. It'll flush with this side. So there's also a gap to the wall on this one as well. And it's going to be roughly that this, or it should be exactly that this bunk part is flushing with the inside of this panel. So you're going to have to shim to the wall. But installing this first will give you an opportunity to screw into the wall here while standing down here. Okay, so there's that. And then this panel will have to go in next because you can't get it before the post. So you'll have to have like a temporary thing holding this corner up, a temporary stick or whatever. So this panel goes in. That panel will be from here all the way to here. It'll flush up here, and that should give us what we want for the top. So that goes, and then the corner, which fits around. See, it's got a dado around. The dado's wider than it shows here, so there should be enough room to get around. But yeah, this bottom panel will sit on top of this inner part. Will sit on top of those. There's like an inner part. Yep, so there's that. And that one can go on, and it's all notched for the steel. And that panel will also flush with, this will all flush out nicely. Ooh, actually, another option would be to not put this on yet, and put the very outside faces on first. So this panel and this panel before that bottom panel. And that way you can screw in from the inside, screw into that panel from here. Screw that panel to it. And screw this panel to that. And that panel, those two panels, that one and that one, will flush with the bottom here. It'll butt to this, and it'll butt to this. So that's another option that might be better. But these panels go on top of that. Those panels sit down on top of this panel here. So this panel and this sit on top of this. And then this filler will go down past this panel. And I believe this panel right now is roughly the size of the filler. So there's going to have to be, 6 inches cut out of this panel or whatever. Okay. Yeah, so those will already be in. These two panels will be in before this, and this for screwing. Okay, so now once you've gotten to this stage, then just these last parts go on. So that goes there. That goes in. It'll be notched around the steel already. These go in. That one completely covers the steel, and then this goes in here. And then there we go. Yep, so then these can go on, and those will flush here. They'll flush both sides, but there's going to be a hole in the bottom of those, so those can just slide over the steel. Yep. And then the cabinets and end panels and everything can go in, but that should take care of the bunks.